Nation and mining family, what is going on? What up, what up, what up? What's going on, all you happy hashers out there? I see we got Gundy stuffing things. What's up? We got Sadie in the house. We got Tames. What's going on, my favorite peeps? And as you guys are rolling on in, certainly smash that Lizzie like button. Subscribe if you're new here. Hit the bell notification for you OGs. Should probably double check to make sure that the bell notification is turned on. We know how YouTube is, especially to small little YouTube channels like ours. You know. And of course, you've got Mikkel here and myself, Nemesis. What's up? What's up? How's it going, Mikkel?
Good. Just double checking. The wife left and I didn't know where the baby went. And I was like,
Panic attack,
"It's
panic
the
attack.
baby." They're like,
Things are
"Oh
too
yeah,
quiet."
she had." Well, I should know if she like laid him down or whatnot.
Right.
So I didn't want to like walk in there and be like barge into there and then be like ready to like fall asleep and then be like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Oh crap."
Right. For sure. Try calling right as we start the live stream up. Oh yeah, now I'm gonna call him up.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Doing good.
Things at the farm.
Good.
Okay. Nice.
Doing good.
How are they getting prepped for the Halving?
I mean, pretty well as usual, I guess. I mean, luckily their rates are low, so they're kind of hedged against that, right? But a lot of their clients are like larger clients. Like they can, there's less people that have like 1 or 2 miners. You know what I mean? A lot of them have like 10 plus machines, so like I don't think they really care. Typical Bitcoin miners, they're just like just another day in the neighborhood, making a little couple sats less, but we're here. But also a lot of them are there's a lot of K7s, some CASP A6, but as those slowly dwindle away, like they're not taking more of them because ice reverse machines are terrible.
Really?
Oh yeah. Just one problem after another.
What's the common problem on them so far?
Just dying hash boards or power supplies. Yeah. Yeah, there we got our first S21. It's coming in. So I'll get to see that and look at that when I'm there next. It'll be interesting. Really like the S21 Pro. Really tickles my podgies. That is that's some crazy efficiency.
Yeah.
I was like, what? 234 for like 35? Was it 3,500 watts? Like, geez, like that's crazy. Like, absolutely crazy.
Man, if they say 3,500 watts plus or minus 5%, just go
like
ahead
36,
and add
37.
add that 5%.
That's, but still, you're less than 4,000 watts.
Oh yeah.
And you're less than 5K. Like it's less than $5,000. I think they were saying it was like 15 something dollars per terahash. So it's around like it's just shy of 5K. So not bad. Yeah. So I mean, I If I had the money to buy one, I would buy one right ASAP. That's what I would buy. I'd buy one of those. It's having proof.
Right, right.
At that kind of efficiency. Like 16 joules per terahash. Like freaking wild. Yeah, and like it's only gonna get crazier from here at this point. Like clearly they have broken some like huge breakthrough to be able to like double down like that. Like
Well, if
from last
you
generation to this generation, or at least from 19 to 20, like you're almost double. You're more than double.
so
You're more than double the hash rate
if I
for
got
the
it
same amount of wattage. Like it's
right,
just freaking crazy.
so if I'm on the
Not really
new,
the
if
same,
I'm
but a
on
little bit
new
more.
gen architecture and I'm on a slightly smaller node, uh, even if I was to say a 1% a 1% size reduction in node, right? Uh, and then I top that with motherboard efficiencies in manufacturing, so you can make your motherboard be more densely packed with maybe a slightly thicker PCB, so you got more pathways to be able to run everything. And now you're able to shrink your size of your pathways, so now you can pack in a couple extra chips in there. Plus, you're on a node that's 1% smaller. I mean,
Hmm.
you're talking about a lot of
It's a
power
smaller
efficiency.
nanometer.
Yeah, just by a small margin, you can pick up huge efficiencies. And then if you are able to pack more chips in there, to really think about it, I could pack more chips on there, and then I don't have to power them so hard. And I can
Right.
put those chips more into their efficiency mode, run more of them per PCB. I mean, there's like probably a lot of different ways for them to be able to get to do what they did. But I think it's from the way that I understood it, I think there it was that it's a combination of that it's like efficiency in the PCB and the chipset. So just smaller pathways of power having to run
Right.
makes the world of difference.
I mean, nonetheless, it's like super crazy efficient. And
Right, because like what
I
was it?
mean,
The
has like a
19
five,
the
has like a
19
5 or
bad
6 month
boy.
ROI.
Yeah, something like that. It wasn't the big bad boy 19. That was like over 4,000 watts, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was only getting you, what was that, like 180 or 144 terahash, something like that. I know it wasn't like 200 terahash. Because I don't think it was. I could be wrong. I don't know everything. I'm just a boob tuber.
So I'm trying to find it.
He's getting information. Nice.
I guess they don't have the K Pro on there. The S19 XP, you're gonna get like not even that. The XP.
I thought there was one that cracked over 144, or it was like right at
XP is 140, but you're still only
Okay.
pushing like 3,000 watts. Yeah. No, none really of the 19 series push over 4K watts.
Looking at that was pushing all that crazy.
Other than like the Hydro, the S19 Hydro pushes over 4K watts. That's 5400 watts.
That's
But
probably the
you're
one that I
but
was
you're at
thinking of. Okay.
158 terahash.
Yeah, you see, but now that aligns in with the terahash that I was in my head. I was like 144, maybe 180,
And the
but
S19 Pro Hydro though is 5200 watts for 177.
okay. Yeah, see that makes sense now. See, I knew that there was like ones that were like the
Yep.
big monstrous hash rates, and they were like, you're just like, who the hell has a 50 amp 240-volt circuit just laying around for one device only?
Well, the Hydro units are usually 3-phase, so
Those were 277 power supplies.
they're like a weird funny plug because of the Hydro. But if I'm not mistaken, they're 3-phase.
Well, then they would be
Most
running
of them.
277.
Maybe. Yeah, the 21 is going to push you at 3,500 watts for 234.
Right, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I remember that the S19 Hydro that had its own like proprietary plug, kind of.
Yeah, it does. It's like a weird little 3-pin plug. So it's like a barrel plug. Yeah, man. So like legit less than
Wow, this
3,000
thing is
blocks.
actually got the big bad boy power supply in there. Oh, oh wow, 342 to 418. It could take it from the pole.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, 2,964 blocks left to go. You're less than 3,000 blocks.
Oh, to the Halving.
Mm-hmm. Having.
Nice. Man, it's like what are we doing? What are we doing to make ourselves more efficient? Because I mean, for the GPU side of it, it's gonna be a know nothing sandwich to the GPU miners. But
Yeah.
for so,
I mean,
do you
yes and
think we're
no.
gonna see
Because
another
if
wave of S9s on the?
Bitcoin goes down in price, then GPU prices goes down too.
Oh
But
yeah.
Do
Do you think we're gonna see S9s again on the market?
I mean, I doubt it. If we hit like 100K Bitcoin, right? S9s are more than profitable.
Oh my god, yeah.
They were almost break even at 72K. So, I mean,
Yeah, but the halving comes, and at 72 now becomes $144,000 Bitcoin before
Yep.
an S9 is worth it again.
Yep. Price has got to double, like literally double,
Literally, yeah.
for you to remain like dollar profitable. That's what I was talking about this morning on my show, was that exact thing.
Yep. I know a lot of people aren't like looking at that broader picture of, it's like you like I, I love Crypto Cloaks. He's a cool cat, dude. But he's selling a lot of those Bitcoin space heaters, and it's like once the halving comes, it's like you just sprinkle business killer onto his little nice little product that he was making, and it's like are all the people that bought all
I
those
mean, it
space
still
heaters
doesn't.
aware of the fact that their space heaters no longer gonna be profitable.
I mean, he sells it as a. This isn't a profitable machine. This
Right.
is to support the network.
yeah.
So I mean, he sells it as it's supposed to be. If that's someone else's fault to realize that they were really not profitable to begin with, then they wouldn't really be running it. So I don't know.
Well, some people they could
It's
be
not
in
like
profit
it's not like
running it.
Heatbit, like the actual company, like Heatbit that was selling S9s and a crazy cool little heater case. You know what I mean? Like that was a company doing it and not giving two craps about that. You aren't making anything.
Right.
Close wasn't in it for the money at that point. He's in it for supporting the network, and you can solo mine if you want. Because if you're solo mining, you're not making anything until you hit a block.
Yep. Got your little hashing little lotto ticket going off in the background.
Yep. Pretty much.
But it's like how much you willing to spend on your lotto ticket. Because those lotto tickets are pretty expensive each month. That's about $100 residential.
It can be if you like leave it all the way full tilt.
That's not even really full tilt. That's just running it in its standard mode. And so you can down clock them and get them to be like what between 8 to 10 terahash. Be running less than 1,000 watts on there. Cool.
Yep. Yeah, I run mine around like 8 or 9 for about 700-ish watts.
Right.
That's
and
about
at that
right.
point, you're
about where I sit.
You're basically the equivalent would be running an 8 card by RX 580 rig at that route.
Yep.
And it's like, but your earnings are, it's like, yeah,
What's up, Tains?
The miner itself is in its efficiency mode, but it's also in low yield mode right along with it, unfortunately. And with the lower yield mode means that, you're, even though you're efficient because you're not generating the heat anymore, and you're able to, have your fans kicked down, all that good stuff. It's a lot quieter.
Right.
You can have, it's like
I can still hear you. I can
all
hear
right.
what's going on.
No problem. Daddy duties. But the way that I kind of look at it is like as your yield goes down, you're going to be still paying out that consistent electric rate on there, and that's going to be what gosh, I have to do like the math on this. Math at the end of the day, not working right now off the top of my head. Oop, I got a calculator here. I figure in RX 580, you're probably going to be looking at, give or take, about 22 cents a day each one times 8. Because, so you'd be looking at about $1.76 a day to run an S9 in low power mode. And then of course times that by 30 days, so you're gonna be looking at about $53 a month on there, and you're not even making that right now. You're on average, you're probably making about $48 return total. And like Mikkel was saying, is as we got up to that $72,000 Bitcoin, you actually were yielding a 1-to-1 for what your electric bill was at home. Uh, it's a great situation to be in. Just know that if you're mining at home, your electric bill is not competitive enough, and you need to do trusted co-ops in order to get a lower electric rate to make the numbers work for scaling up, of course.
These to be facts.
And I've been thinking about that because I've got a bunch of What's miners that are off that can be hashing somewhere and being profitable.
Hey, well, I know a hosting facility.
I know. I might be talking to you about that. I was going to take a crack at seeing about that broken one too, seeing if it's what I think the problem is, which is the most common problem for those boards, which was that little connecting board that connects all 3 hash boards.
Yeah, like the little microcontroller board.
Yeah, that little board that thing loves to have issues, and I'm thinking that's what, because whenever you look at that miner booting up,
I gotta fix some.
It gives me a temp error, and whenever you look at the LED is not lighting up on there.
Oh, solid. I guess AT&T had a massive data breach today.
A lot of places had
73 million current and former account holders information is leaked.
Nice.
Solid.
Yeah, a lot of places have been having data breaches as of lately. A lot of people's information's on the dark web. At this point, almost everybody's information's on the dark web.
That's pretty bad. Gosh dang you, AT&T.
I wonder how far back the customer count goes for former.
Right.
I stopped
I mean,
using
73 million is a lot.
Yeah. Because if it goes back far enough, I might be in there. Well, at least a wife. If it doesn't, it's because I got tired of AT&T when they switched over to the Uverse, and they had their proprietary internet system that would not play nice if you had more than one gaming console in the house.
Yep.
I got on the phone with AT&T. They were like, it's a known problem. I'm like, so can I talk to one of your techs and have them actually unlock what I need to have unlocked, and it'll fix the whole problem? And I was like starting to get somewhere with them, and then I hit a stone wall getting into the IT department, and I was like, so you guys can't help me? And they're like, sorry, Sarah, this is proprietary stuff, and it is impossible. I'm like, okay, then you're losing a customer.
And we can't do that for you.
I'm like, I'm going to go over to Comcast where I can use my own modem and my own router, and I can solve all the problems that I have at the house. They were telling me to get like a router switch, like the style that you can use for like mesh networks and stuff, and hooking that in to try to put both gaming devices on there so that it was communicating in through one port. And it was like,
not gonna work.
It worked to a point, Like, we could connect in now. Awesome, right? You would think that's no. It was usually it would that we could game together, but our audio, like our microphones, somebody's microphone was not going to work, and it was whoever connected in first got microphone. It was the funniest freaking shit. Or Hitler stuff.
Yeah. Good
man,
old chitlins.
I wish there was like hardware like goodies that have been coming out in the the GPU mining world, but it's like not really. The prices are coming down on some of the hardware.
It's a barren wasteland.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's cool that some of the hardware is coming down. We got Zen 5 architecture that is allegedly supposed to be like 40% faster core to core, which would be great if that launches because it'd be good to have in the CPU mining market. Some new hardware that's got some efficiencies built into it. And it looks like if anybody uses the AMD Instinct chips, they're going to be AMD is going to be coming out with the MI388X accelerator, and they have already filed this in with the SEC that they're going to be coming out with some updates too. So looks like we're going to be seeing some good hardware coming out from AMD. You guys are Intel guys. I mean, you can't mine on it, so I mean, it's less noteworthy in the tech space for us, you know. But if you guys are doing it for workstations, or you use it for gaming, the Intel Arrow Lake reportedly confirmed to launch as Core Ultra 200 series. The Raptor Lake H. A refresh coming as Core 200H. So there will be a refresh coming out with this too. So, but of course, you usually see a lot of the newer stuff through Intel being put into their mobile lineup. So expect to see some of the stuff get debuted in laptops first, and they will not be at its full peak potential because it's a laptop and they have to limit for power usage on the battery. So you'll get the new architecture, but it's not going to be, balls to the wall. The laptop's just not going to handle it. So kind of keep that in mind where you're going to be seeing this stuff first. I know there'll be some people out there that'll still grab these things and mine on them, and bless them for it. Oh, too far. Too far. And you guys have the Asus ROG Strix 4090. It looks like we have Asus has quietly enabled its region-specific RTX 4090D graphics card to achieve higher than expected performance with a 600 watt overclock on this bad boy. It's like, good God, you are really trusting that cable that everybody's been having problems with melting. So the TDP has been lowered to 25 watts from 425. However, there's no change in the memory configuration. Let's see here. trying to get down to the spec side of all of this. That's all just the benchmarks. Oh, they don't have actual specs on this stuff. Let's see just what it is. So yeah, minimum power limit is 150 watts, default 425, and maximum at 600 watts. And I know that with when you're LN2 doing some extreme overclocking, if you have to do it, you have to do it, and you do it with a shunt mod. And you basically trick the PCB in thinking that there's half the wattage coming into it. So 600 watt TDP maximum would actually, in essence, be 1,200 watts going to the graphics card. I mean, just think about that. 1,200 watts being able to juice into that graphics card. I don't know if I would actually trust that high volt connector to being able to handle that kind of wattage flowing through it. Some of this newer GPUs, they kind of scared me a little bit here. Just for the ability, the outreach on these things. So, but I mean, like, otherwise, there's really not, like I was saying, there's not much that's been going on in the whole hardware for gaming or mining, a GPU mining wise. Colorful to launch a black and gold edition, big deal, 4070 Ti Super, Fog Hill 5 Elements edition. So you get a themed out graphics card if that's what you guys are looking for. Know that it's going to come with, a lower amount being produced, which is going to cause that particular card to be a little bit more money to possess. But you're going to have a rarer graphics card. Doesn't mean anything in the greater scheme of GPUs. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I mean, there are some GPUs that are like, to this day, you're like, you want what for that? Really? Okay. It's like, but I don't know which GPUs are going to do that. It's really kind of hit and miss, I think. I know, like, for some of the back in the day, the dual core GPUs they worked, but they weren't the best, and they go for top dollar still for some unknown reasons. Like, really? But for themed out graphics cards, I don't see those too often really holding their value long term. They'll hold it better than a standard graphics card a little longer because it's a special edition card, but over time they'll be at the same price as their about 4070 4 generations down the road. It doesn't matter if it's a themed out card, it's going to be the price of a 4070 or a 4070 Ti. Right, Mikkel?
Yeah, it doesn't really help. I mean, it helps the resale value, but
a little bit.
The resale value is much more niche.
Yeah.
For that particular type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, somebody looking at my MSI Supreme X Edition, yes, it's a rarer card, but the Supreme X Edition was their top performer. So, it's going to carry a premium just because of that. But outside of that, no. People aren't going to be like, oh, you still have the original desk mat that came with it? How about the original support stand?
Yeah, no, I don't care.
No. Let's have all that stuff, plus the box that came with.
What's up, Stevie? With the Lemon Tree Gang.
Yo.
And John Jermaine.
Right. Like I gotta do another edit of some videos and put a
Nice.
video up on the RN homesteading side of things. I have another video in the background, just waiting. I just gotta finish editing.
Waiting in the works, huh?
Yep. Gotta load it. Got it tomorrow. Well, today was fix the wife's car. I brought it in to do some work on it, and I had noticed that the right front lower ball joint was loose. So today was fix that. And then today was a foggy ass day. Car was running like asshole. So I'm like, the car's got almost 200,000 miles on it. I haven't done a tune-up on this thing in a hot minute. You know, tune-ups on this thing are good for like 100,000 miles, give or take. So I'm like, let me throw a set of spark plugs at it while I'm here. Cool. Put a set of spark plugs. It ran a little better at the beginning. And then it got warm and started running like asshole again. And I'm like, I bet you it's the coils. So I replaced the coils on it. And that was like, $700 later because I got them from Nissan directly because, I have issues with the aftermarket shit when it comes down to coils.
I gotta help wipe for the baby.
All right. And so, it's like I get that all back together. Now the car's running all premium, and it feels like now I have to do like front wheel bearings. Man, every time I take this car off the ground, the last time I picked the car up and off the ground to do tires, it blew out the rear bearings, both of them. And at this time, it sounds like maybe like a little bit of tire noise, and maybe the front bearings are going around at this time. It's like, I just can't win. Just need to recover from doing the repairs today on there. It's like the control arm was under warranty, thankfully, because I've replaced it once, and then it was plugs that's like $50, and then 700 and something for the ignition coils. I was like, oh my god, ouch. So got all that together, running good now. Bearings can wait for a little bit. They're not like horrid. They're not like, they don't have play. Everything's nice and tight on there, so it's just a little noisy. And I can handle a little noisy. It's not gonna break anything anytime soon. Get a couple of paychecks, and then I'll fix the bearings on there. The joys of being a mechanic, I mean, you can tell I'm wearing a mechanic shirt right now. But yeah, I mean, as of that, it's like what are your guys's plans for the halving? Are you guys trying to accumulate? Are you just kind of waiting and seeing what happens? We only got 3,000. We're less than 3,000 Bitcoin blocks away until the halving. That's quick. That's like a blink of an eye. Are you guys gonna try to buy a Bitcoin in the halving block? FA in the chat if you'd like to have a Bitcoin purchase recorded in the halving block. What up, Jason the Tiger Osborne? He's like, getting as much Bitcoin as possible. Hell yeah, brother. Like, would anybody want to get their Bitcoin transaction in the halving block? Jason's like, FA, hell yeah. And at least, if you don't want to put FA in the chat, you got to at least smash that lizardy like button, guys. Smash it for the YouTube gods. I know I've like I smashed it. I smashed it good. Oh, we got mini me.
Yeah.
We have mini me, and he is not happy. He's like, don't hold me. I don't want to be held. I want to do my thing.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Bye.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Hello, Mrs. McCall.
Bye-bye.
Then says hi. He says hi. There you go. That was a good one. That was a
Oh,
good
I
one.
heard that. Yo, he's got himself an arm on him. To get him trained
Well
for
done.
football.
Eso no me da.
All right. It's like, I'm not going to sleep.
He's like, little Miguel. Yeah.
Third.
Man, do you have his block height recorded for him?
Yeah, dude.
You have it for all your kids?
No. No. One of them is technically older. Because 2011. Technically. No block height for him.
No. 2009.
Really? 2009?
End of
Recorded?
2009 was the very first, was the Genesis block.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I thought that was.
Man, all your kids have block heights, bro. We don't have a block height.
Well, those are facts, John. I mean, I'm not spending money on overclock firmware. That's stupid. Well, to an extent. I say it's stupid, but to an extent, it has its place. At scale, it has its place. But for like a couple machines and having to change power supplies that you have, it's not worth it.
No.
Not worth it.
Yeah, I was taught like even BBT Todd. I was talking with him, and they were talking about like swapping over, and they got part way into it, and he's like, "Fuck that, fuck Vanish." I was
Yeah,
like,
Vanish is.
what?
I do not like. I'm not a fan of Vanish.
They were having hit and miss with it trying to work with the machines. It was working on less than like 10% of their machines, and they had a contract with them. And they were sitting there complaining that they didn't have enough hash rate coming on board. And it's like, bro, your stuff's not interacting with what we got.
Yep. Freaking Vanish. My least favorite of like all the softwares.
Yeah.
Firmwares.
But like the interface is so clean and easy to use.
Yeah, I haven't even tried that, John Jermaine. I haven't tried the JBF Farmers. It's a free firmware, but 1% fee, which is not bad for a free overclock firmware.
Right.
I haven't tried it though.
Like, big question: what will happen to the S9s after the Bitcoin block reward is cut in half? I think those that are mining, there's thresholds at your overall electric rate. So taxes, everything factored in, right? If you are, let me like factor this in really fast. Hold on here, and I will. So if I was at 7 cents, that's 9. So at 7 cents right now, as it stands, an S9, you'd be losing about, give or take, between
Yo,
50 cents to $1 a day. You're losing. And that's with it running at its standard. No overclock, but not underclocked either. Just running standard out the box, right? Yeah. At 5 cents, the S9 SE, you're now making 20 cents a day right now.
Wow.
At 4 cents per kilowatt hour, this is your all-in effective rates. At 4 cents per kilowatt hour, an S9 right now is profitable. That means that you're looking at between 16 cents to 51 cents a day profit. Now, after the halving, in order to keep this profit level to being the same, you have to be effectively running at 2 cents per kilowatt hour all in.
Yeah, for the price to remain the same.
For you to make the same profit you were already making before. So an S9 becomes less desirable for anybody outside of the hobbyists. Because for a hobbyist miner, a power rate's not going to matter to him. He's going to pay his electric bill. It's going to be your home miner that wants to mine Bitcoin, right? And they'll take whatever coinage they can get. They're not looking at making it a business. It's a small investment to them, and they're going to hodl it. And at some point in time, the amount of Bitcoin will be worth way more than all the electricity they ever spent on it. But for viable mining, I mean, you got to think of it this way. The last halving happened with Bitcoin at what, right around that $20,000 marker.
What up, Gundy?
If I'm correct on that one, Mikkel, I don't remember. Like, were we right around that $20,000 marker during the last halving?
Not quite sure. You have to check that.
Yeah. Price of last last happening.
Be sure to smash the like button, guys, and the bell notification before we get out of here tonight.
Oh wow! During the last halving, it was only at about $11,000.
Like the last having?
Wow. And you got to think that you were able to mine Bitcoin on an S9 during that period profitably at 9 cents.
Yep.
So, just to put that into perspective, all this newer hardware is going to be coming on board, and that's going to drop the profitability of the S9 by a percentage point too on top of the happening. So at some point in time, it's just not going to make any sense other than, you know, a hobbyist miner. I have a grid seed miner that I run every once in a while.
Hey, thanks, Gundy.
And would I tell people to mine on grid seed miners? No, you're going to be spending more on power than what you're going to get in return ever. Because the grid seed miner was like a glorified GPU. It registers in megahash.
It's so tiny.
I know, dude.
So cute.
Right? It's like, oh look, it's so cute. Look at him go.
Terrible. But I know I gotta be heading out of here. I got kids that are waiting on me in the living room. So
all right, feels you on that one. So we will cut this out here. Now I do know that tomorrow is Easter Sunday, so for everybody who participates into all of that, have a happy Easter for everybody. I figured that that because it's Easter and it's also the last Sunday of the month, that if anybody is free, that we were just going to do like a public hangout for Easter in the general chat area. And then the following Sunday, we were going to do a Patreon.
Yep. These are correct.
So
statements.
I guess what I was kind of figuring. Chris was like, "Oh, I don't know," and I'm like, "He's like, we should talk to Mikkel." I'm like, "I'm gonna guarantee this is what he's gonna say."
Yeah, for sure. Because I will not be home until like later in the evening.
Right. I was like, "Bro, no, we're not doing that. We're just gonna sit there and do a hangout. That's what it's gonna be."
Yeah.
Flipping holiday. We're not doing that.
Jesus. Yeah, so I do appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out with us this evening. Make sure you push the like button, subscribe, and the bell notification. I'd greatly appreciate it. You'd greatly appreciate it. If you're on the Discord, links down below. Now, you know where to join. And you can join the Patreon to join next week's Patreon call down in the description as well.
Always be facts.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, jam my whipping my class out.
Right.
Yeah. So I do think I don't know. Hold on. Set.
No announcements we need to talk about yet. Nothing that we know about.
Oh.
All right. Well, with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. Peace out. Stay savage. May your watts be low and your hash be high, and we'll see you on the next one. Yo.
Later, guys.